Hey guys, welcome to the video. My name is Razbora, and we're going to be talking about everything new in artillery for update 19 as per the playtest. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Bye! So as you can see at the left side of my screen, there is now a new category, artillery. So you have the commander, infantry, armor, recon, which were previously there, but artillery is next. So when I go ahead and make a new class, you can see here is like the new vibes of it. All right, artillery. So guide your unit to hit targets of enemy infantry with explosive firepower from great distances. You get the artillery observer, the artillery engineer, and the artillery support. So the support does come with supplies, so that's how you do it. You have a standard issue and you have an ammo carrier. So you can go ahead and put ammo down, and you can go ahead and just have a standard with supplies. So it's kind of like your support subclasses. Your engineer does have a wrench, he has mines, and pioneer here has it looks like, oh wow, it looks like it has some like trip mines or trip wires. This also has a trip wire and one trip wire, one mine. I assume this one gets two. And then your artillery observer, you get the standard issue and the NCO. This one has spades, hammers, trip wire, and then the secondary gets a flare. Oh, interesting. Okay, does that mean the spotter loses the flare? Okay, no, the spotter still gets the flare. You can see that from the second class here, but it also gives the artillery observer 1, 2. So we're dropping the supplies now, so we should be able to go ahead and then build the artillery itself. And then I imagine we'll be able to go ahead and shoot with it. We also need to check out, remember there's SPAs, so on the British, I'm sorry, on the Russian, we should go ahead and get the KV2, I believe, and then the Germans, we will get the Bombardier or something. All right, let's build this. Future Res here. It is the Brumbar and the KV2, and also when I build one of these artillery cannons, you cannot build another. So you can see right here as I'm walking around it, you can only have one active artillery cannon at a time, and it takes 2 rockets to kill it. So you can have like a light vehicle come over and take it down, in which it goes into a 5-minute automated cooldown, in which you can then rebuild one of the other ones. I'll switch to it and I can aim. The elevation is still there on the right. And we'll go ahead and just shoot this as high as I can, as close as I can. That's fine, we'll just shoot it there. All right. And there you go. There is your arty. There we go. And we're looking for the KV2. So here is your KV2 in all its glory. So there it is. Looks pretty dang good. We'll say the graphics, there's something about the graphics that just look different. I don't know if I'm tripping, but it just looks a little different. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. All right. So it does say I can go ahead and get into it. So I will. Here we go. We have 3 seats. All right. My first take on this. So I actually just edited my take out of this. I'm just very interested in what you guys' take is on the entirety of the artillery. And at the end of the video, I'll kind of walk through all the different types of artillery. I'll leave this as more educational in the sense of like, I just want you guys to go ahead and see what it is currently in the playtest environment and make your own take. I will also go over the patch notes and the known bugs as well real quick. So most of the bugs are due to the SPAs themselves, and that's self-propelled artillery. So the title will crash when loading into any non-smallest map. Okay, that makes sense. Whatever. All right. So visual ballistic trajectory of shells does not appear realistic. The Russian attacking commander can spawn a Soviet SPA, so you're not supposed to spawn it. It seems like that. The recon tank speed have no terrain modifiers applied. The SPA artillery shells bounce upon first impact. The KV-2 driver's coax machine gun fires straight only, so that's obviously a bug. Artillery squad outpost cannot be picked up. Artillery squads can drive recon tanks. Okay, they shouldn't be able to do that. The Brummbauer has a turret health pool without having a turret. The KV-2 can be penetrated by the Panzerschreck from all sides. And the rubble pile turns purple when viewed from a distance. Okay, that makes sense. Our main things we're going to have to see is just the trajectory, the penetration, and the bouncing of the round. And the turret, obviously, can't turn. All right, so here it is. This is me driving full speed. So full speed on good terrain hits 24 kilometers an hour. The turning is really rough. So little to no turning on this thing, which, I mean, makes sense. Like, I don't really care about turning in this thing. I'm probably just going to be pointing forward. Okay. But it does drive pretty well. I mean, for a portable artillery cannon, it seems pretty straightforward. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spotter seats. That's your driver's seat. So here's your spotter seat. So spotter has the same exact spotting as a normal tank commander. So I can spot exactly the same. I can call an artillery just like I normally do. I have all the same mechanics that a normal tank commander can do. So that is it. That's pretty much straightforward. And then let's go ahead and go to the second seat. So here we go in the second seat. Okay. So here is the difference. So I am now in the gunner seat. As you can see on the bottom right, I have AP, HE, and smoke. I'm very, very curious what this AP can pen. So I'm very interested to see if, like, I can use this as essentially a tank. I do have the mills up on the bottom right-hand side and the same measurements on the left. I'm very curious as well. I didn't pay attention, but I'm curious to see if the Russian mills are similar to any artillery. It doesn't seem like they are, because I think you can go over 1,000 with regular artillery. So let's go ahead and just kind of shoot. I guess straightforward. Can I zoom in? I cannot zoom in, by the way, at all. What the fuck? What? Where did it did it curve? All right, let's shoot it a little higher, I guess. I would like to turn off the engine. Let me see if I can turn the engine off. So elevation 44 mil. Wait, what's this minus? What's the minus mil? Minus 10 mil? I don't understand. On the bottom right, there's like a minus 10 mil. I'm not really understanding where that minus, or what that minus 10 mil is. Okay. So I do think I need to look up. So if I'm looking for like 200 meters, I need to get to 533 mils. How am I even gonna see this? Okay. I'm just gonna shoot here, I guess. Did it go? Oh. Oh, wow, okay. I mean, that looks like artillery to me. All right, let's... The reloading sound is really messed up. But again, it's a play test. Okay, let's see if I can just shoot this, like, forward, I guess. What the f... Did you see that curve? Did you know I could curve this bullet? Look at this thing. This thing curves like a motherfucker. Whoa. What? That was crazy. Oh, it's still reloading. Whoa. That is insane. All right. Well, we know again that is one of, right? That is one of the bugs. That's known bug, but that is funny. Oh my goodness. Here is your Brumbar right here. That is it. And let's go ahead and test this out. All right, and here we go. So as we pull out, it sounds good. It feels good. It's getting over traversing pretty easily. This one actually turns incredibly well. This one feels like the Panzer IV, like almost 1-for-1 of the Panzer IV. The other one feels kind of like the T-34, to be honest. All right, so let's go ahead and move it up. All right, so we have this. We'll load HE. I'm very curious. I can't move it any faster one way or the other. And I really have almost no movement left or right, which I like. You really do have to go ahead and move the tank to be able to move. I have about maybe 10 to 20 degrees on either side. Yeah, I can move. Yeah, literally 10 degrees, if that. So this is my center. Moving up, I have HE in. Can I shoot that through this slot? Oh, wow. It is a tank round, for sure, which is nice because you can squeeze it through little slots. Here we go. Dude, that does sound good. I will give it that. That sounds excellent. Is your AP? How does that go that way? It cracks me up. All right. So let's go ahead and take a closer look, and I'm just going to recap all of the details in the SPAs and the artillery as it pertains to an actual game. So again, for the Russians, you get the KV-2. This will auto-spawn and can be spawned by the commander once it's down. The Brumbar, the Sturmpanzer, is the German SPA. So the option, of course, for the PTE, it's now called the experimental branch, is that they wanted to have it go ahead and be available for folks to use. Obviously, keep in mind the specific mechanics may change from now until they are actually inside of the full release update 19. The goal of the artillery group or the artillery squads is to encourage teamwork and communication between different members of the artillery squad to obviously hit their marks. So the first thing we spoke about was that there's that new artillery squad in of itself, and there's 3 different positions that we already kind of covered their kit, but let's go ahead and read more specifically on what it is. So the artillery observer, you scout and mark enemy positions while coordinating with command and officers. When your squad opts to use the SPA, which we saw, only the artillery members can drive the SPA. Your outpost enhances your squad's artillery accuracy within its radius, making placement and protection essential. This mechanic does not affect the static artillery, which has the same scatter values as it always did. Observers also have anti-infantry mines to protect their squad. So let's break that apart real quick. So number 1, the artillery observer is equivalent to a squad leader or a tank commander, essentially. However, they can go ahead and build outposts. When they build an outpost, imagine, from my understanding, the way I'm reading this, is they have almost like an outpost node. So when you put your outpost close to your SPA when you're driving it, that increases the accuracy of the respective SPA your squad is using. Does this impact other squads? I have no idea. I'm just reading it as is. So you put your SPA within a certain radius around. Sorry, you put your outpost within your certain radius of your SPA and become more accurate. This just means the spread is going to be less. The which is an interesting mechanic. Uh, it doesn't impact, of course, the static artillery, which we saw at the beginning of the video that we can physically build in the HQs. The artillery support, that's the secondary. You drive, aim, and fire artillery while deploying supplies to build guns, nodes, and defenses. Equip those squads only supply box and infantry mines. You play a vital role in construction protection. So basically, you drop supplies, right? You're a support. And then the engineer, you can go ahead and operate and maintain artillery platforms. So you can go ahead and repair, you can build, and you can build fortifications as well. That's pretty much it. So I think the most interesting aspect of it is the outpost point of view. These static artillery guns themselves, so when you build one, again, you can only build one at a time. And once it's destroyed or dismantled, there's a cooldown of 5 minutes. From my quick play test, you can't see any sort of indication of this 5 minute timer. Once it's destroyed, it is just a physical 5 minutes, and then the blueprints will respawn. The range of the guns themselves was reduced from 1600 meters to 1400 meters, so that has changed. Again, it can be built. It does need 50 supplies, so you can either use your commander, you can use irregular supplies, you can use your squad supplies, however you want to go ahead and do that. And instead of the static artillery gun costing munitions, it'll have a limited supply of ammunition that can be replenished by the commander. So once it's built, at that point in time, the commander can opt in to use resources or ammunition to convert to ammunition for artillery, which is very unique and almost adds a different limitation to the static artillery. And then, of course, this SPAs, which we covered, obviously they are self-propelled, so they can drive around. It says they're more accurate compared to static artillery due to being fired at a much closer distance, and we saw that distance on the left-hand side of the screen was a lot closer. So I believe it's somewhere around 250 meters or so. At which I'm sorry, about 500 meters or so, which is approximately 2.5 blocks of the map. The shots are capable of doing much more damage to enemy armor and fortifications. It can kill garrisons and OPs, it says. They are able to, albeit with difficulty, direct fire upon enemy targets as a means to defend themselves. So they can shoot tanks. I have no idea what the penetration value of it physically is. And much like static artillery, their accuracy will be increased through the actions of the observer role, albeit with higher total accuracy. So that is the two different arties. So to recap, a final recap, in the game, you will have three different types of artillery now. You will have the commander artillery, which is their artillery they can just do on the map. You will have the static artillery guns, which again can only be built, and you can only have one built at a time. As of today in the playtest, you can only have one built. It costs 50 supplies. When you build that, I mean, that's pretty much it. It has a limited amount of ammunition, and the commander needs to restock your ammunition. And then you also have the self-propelled artillery, which needs 3 people to operate. The squad itself is a 3-man squad. So what does that third person do on the static artillery gun? I would assume just out in the front lines, just marking targets. So very, very interested to see how 3 artillery guns instead of, well, 3 different artillery things instead of one artillery I don't know. I mean, very interested to see what you guys think of 3 different ways to use artillery. 2 squads of 3 people, so 6 people being taken from other units to apply directly to artillery. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? I'm very, very interested. But that is artillery in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you go ahead and follow the channel, please. And I'll see you later. Bye.